Happy Pride, you guys. Happy Pride Month. Live loud, bold, flamboyant. Be your best mother loving selves. I love you, and I hope you love yourself. What is up, you guys? It's this Philo from Philo and Tip. I'm just here to talk to you guys about Pride. It's Pride Month, so shout out to all my LGBTQ brothers and sisters out there. I just wanted to put my video out, my coming out story. I was recommended it, so I was like, what's a good idea? It's Pride Month, so something I haven't done. I haven't told you guys my coming out story. So it all started when I was about 17, and I was dating this girl, and that was my first girlfriend. So I was dating this girl, blah blah blah, and I was really happy about the relationship. I finally got a girlfriend. I'm like officially in there, so I was really excited. And I was just like, okay. So first I told my sister or whatever, probably a little bit after me and the girl had got together. I told my sister, and my sister, she really didn't care. She was just like, whatever floats your boat type deal. Real nonchalant, nothing too major or whatever. So, over the next few weeks or whatever, I was contemplating on telling my mom, like, okay, so I gotta tell my mom. And I was nervous as hell to tell my mom, but, it was just something that you gotta do. When you feel like you can't just be your truth, you just have to. Like, that's just a part of life, growing, just being yourself, admitting to yourself, confessing to others who you are as well. So I was just really nervous and everything. But so one day, me and my sister and my mom, we went to McDonald's in Union City, and we was just having a casual just outing, just nothing, just some slight. So we're sitting down, we're about to eat or whatever, and I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. And I'm looking at my sister, and she's just telling me, like, girl, don't even be nervous. Like, it's okay, okay. She, like, giving me hints under her breath, like, it's okay, it's okay, okay. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up the nerve to tell my mom or whatever. So I told her, and I was just like, Mom, I have a girlfriend. And she was just like, okay. Like, she was just like, okay, is that what you brought me here to tell me? Like, on some just regular conversation-ish. Like, it wasn't, I don't know, like, it was just regular. I didn't really feel any type of way at that particular moment. I was just trying to take it all in, trying to see how she was reacting to it, but she wasn't really reacting to it. So I was just like kind of shocked a little bit. And so I just was asking, I'm like, Mom, like, I told you I got a girlfriend or whatever. And she was just like, Alicia, like, I been knew that you was gay. Like, I was waiting on you to tell me. And those words, I guess I felt at the time it was comforting a little bit to hear that she wasn't like disappointed, or wasn't going to disown me, or any of those horrible things that parents do that we hear horror stories about in our community. Just getting kicked out, disowning them, not just cutting their life off completely from their children because of who they are. And so I was like, Mom, like, what do you mean you knew? And she was just like, I always knew, or whatever, like, since you were little, I always seen how you just gravitated more towards females and everything. Just, and I was just like, you knew? And I felt some type of way because, like, up until this point, I'm 17, up until this point, for the last few years, probably since I was like 14 or whatever, when I really, like, was getting to the point where I was just like, this is who you are, what are you gonna do about it? How are you gonna express yourself? Who are you gonna tell? Are you gonna be afraid to tell? Like, it was a lot of stuff that was just running through my head, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And since I was 14, you know, I was just like, okay, you have to do something, you know, to get it out, to, you know, express, to tell someone, to make you feel better. Because sometimes, you know, just holding everything in just makes it seem so much worse. So luckily I was able to have a tremendous gift from God, my best friend, you know, and she definitely helped me and talked me through, you know, not just accepting myself and just, you know, understanding that this is who I am and being okay with that, despite how other people may, you know, view you or everything. So it was comforting that I had somebody like that in my life to, on these really tough years from when I was like 14 to my 17th year, you know, to just help me and coach me through not doing anything drastic like committing suicide or, you know, stuff like that. Even though those was thoughts at periods of time, because, you know, being, you know, or growing up in a very religious home, I guess I would say, in a sense, like we went to church all the time since I was very little up until, you know, I still go to church and attend now. It was just like something that was just like, you know, of course we all know how the church feels about it. So it was just like, okay, battling what you've always been accustomed to hearing about people who identify like I do, and it was just not nothing that I could take lightly. So I definitely struggle with just being accepting of who I am and everything. But, you know, that's my story. And so for my mom to say, you know, that, you know, she always knew, kind of made me feel some type of way, like bad. Like, parents, if you see or might think that your children might be, you know, any part of the spectrum of the LGBTQ community, you know, you should definitely try to reach out to your children and talk to them about, you know, how they feel about themselves, how they see themselves and everything, just to get a good indication on, you know, what things you can do as a parent to, you know, comfort your child or be there for your child. Because like I said, like my mom said, she knew from a very young age, and, you know, I kind of suffered in silence, you know, of all these feelings, when, you know, maybe a simple conversation of just her saying, hey, well, I see that, you know, you're liking, or I see that you're gravitating towards females, blah blah blah, you know what I'm saying, is that what you like, you know, we could talk about it, tell me, you know, oh, how you feel about that as well. Like in that moment you could be like, well, I don't care if you like, you know, boys or girls or whatever, you know, I just want you to communicate things with me so I can, you know, be there for you, to comfort you when things do get hard out in the world. Because people are cruel. Like, people are really cruel, and everyone's not going to see life like you do, but that's okay. So I just feel like having a simple conversation with my mom at a younger age, you know, would have gave me, you know, some kind of indication that I could have came to her and really communicated how I was feeling on this time. Because, you know, I am, you know, someone who battled depression because of it, and it led to me, you know, definitely contemplating suicide on numerous attempts, and also self-harming myself. I used to cut myself, you know, throughout the years as well. Just, I don't even know why, but to just feel something, you know, to, I don't know, it was just a bad period in my life where I just felt like I couldn't, and or that if I would be judged. And I want people to know, like, it's okay to be yourselves. It's okay to be yourself. Like, the hardest part of life is just living life and not being able to express who you are. I've done it, and it sucks. So, you know, we have to get to a point where, you know, where we're comfortable enough for ourselves, and that we know that we'll be safe when we do, you know, tell our truth. that, you know, this is who I am and I'm proud of who I am. Like, I don't care what you're saying or how you feel about me, you know, being with this person. Like, it doesn't affect you. So, you know, you have to get to a point where you just get to the point where you can't live a lie anymore, where you can't be what other people want you to be. You have to be any and everything that you want to be, and don't let anything or anyone stop you from just expressing that. I know a lot of time I love seeing flamboyant people, and not just like in our community, but people who are just bubbly and just over the top as themselves. Like, they just spew themselves. You know, sometimes people get offended by people just being so themselves. Like, why are you so offended that I am myself? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not offended that you are yourself, you know. So we got to get to a point where we're tolerant of other people just being themselves. Like, it doesn't affect you. Like, if anything, you seeing that I'm living my best life, you know, living my truth, should inspire you to do the same thing. So yeah, so back to my coming out. So that was basically how I came up to my mother and my sister and everyone else in my family. You know, if I was around them or whatever and I exposed that part of myself with them, I did. Now, I'm not gonna say that in my family, there, like I said, it's a lot of religious folks up in there, so I'm not gonna say it was easy, and it still isn't. I still live, you know, pretty, I would say, what is that word? Let me see. Conservative, I guess I would say, with my life or whatever, and I just don't try to offend anyone or whatever by being with my wife or whatever. But you know, that has to stop too. You know, I'm getting to a point where I'm just like, fuck it. You know, like, I'm not about to make sure that you're always comfortable, because it's times where I'm uncomfortable around straight people doing whatever the heck they want to do, you know, and it's okay. But as soon as two women or two guys do it, it's like, oh my God. And I'm just like, okay, if you don't want, you know, me doing it or him doing it or her doing it, then you know, no one should do it type deal. So, and especially for PDA. So, but yeah, my family, you know, some are accepting, some are tolerant, some are, you know, just straight up against it. And I mean, at this point in my life, you know, I don't care. You know, I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, I don't care. You live how you want to live, I'm gonna live how I live, and that's just gonna be that. And if you feel like me doing whatever and living my best life and my truth is gonna affect you in any type of way, like, you can really hit the door. Like, I'm not for it. So I just pray that, you know, we are continuing to just be support to those who are finding themselves and coming out, and just, you know, being there for one another, because it is hard. Just because a lot of people are doing it, or you see more, you know, people really taking that effort to do it, don't mean that it's easy. It was very hard for me, even though the results that I got in the beginning. But over time, like I said, you will see through family members and everything just telling you, you know, you see little slick stuff here and there, but don't worry about it, because you're gonna get to a place where once you are living your truth and you find your confidence to be yourself, that at the end of the day, their opinions don't even matter. Like, yes, we would like our family to support us, but at the end of the day, if they do not, guess what, baby? You cannot make them. You cannot change someone's opinion of you. Only they can. So as we continue to take pride in ourselves and be the best selves we can be. I just pray and hope that you guys have a safe life and a safe time coming out to your families and friends. And I just want to say, you know, I'm proud of you, and be proud of yourself for being, you know, that flamboyant self, or your best self, or your gay self, or your straight self, or whoever you are. Just be glad and happy in that. Be joyous in who you are, because at the end of the day, baby, can't nobody be you but you. Can't nobody put on these shoes every day, get up and walk this walk of life that you have to but you. So just do it proudly.